ventured deep into the forest, a place locals whispered about, filled with strange and terrifying tales. Night had just fallen and darkness wrapped itself around the canopy like a suffocating shroud. A biting chill seeped through his clothes, making him shiver involuntarily. Deciding to stay overnight, he set up a small tent near the trunk of a massive tree. As he drove in the last stakes, a sound broke the silence. Like stones tapping together. At first, he brushed it off as just another sound of the forest. But the tapping didn't fade. It grew sharper, closer. At the same time, from the depths of the darkness came another sound, a faint whisper, low yet clear enough for him to realize it was a human-like voice, softly calling his name. A chill ran down his spine. He spun in circles trying to find the source of the sound, but saw only swaying shadows under the dim moonlight. The tapping and whispering blended together, echoing through the air, pounding in sync with his racing heartbeat.
Abi
Efendim?
neredesin abi?
Neredeyim? Fındıktayım kardeşim.
Abi ben kampa gelmiştim. Videoları gördün mü?
Evet.
Ses geliyor çadırın arkasından. Gelebilir misin? Yakın mısın? Duyuyor musun sen sesleri?
Yo, bir şey gelmiyor.
Abi sen
Sen neredesin? Sen
Fındıklı
kampı bitirmedin mi?
o yok. Bu gece burada kalacaktım abi.
Gece orada kalacaktın, manyak mısın?
Overcome with fear, he bolted into his tent and zipped it shut. With trembling hands, he pulled out his phone and dialed his best friend's number. As the call connected, the whispering was no longer far away. It was right outside the thin fabric of his tent.
Arkasından. Gelebilir misin? Yakın mısın? Duyuyor musun sen sesleri?
Yo, bir şey gelmiyor.
Abi sen
Sen neredesin? Sen
Fındıklı
kampı bitirmedin mi?
o yok. Bu gece burada kalacaktım abi.
Gece orada kalacaktın, manyak mısın?
Çok kötü sesler geliyor. Kim var orada?
Night fell and the neighborhood sank into silence. Inside the house, everyone had settled in, doors locked tight. Suddenly, the yard camera alarm went off. The system reported detecting the body heat of something resembling a human pacing back and forth across the yard. The homeowner quickly opened the app to check, but instead of seeing a person, the screen revealed something entirely different. In front of the lens wasn't a thief or a neighbor, but a black hazy form moving about. The shadow had no defined shape. It drifted like a thick smoke, gliding slowly right in front of the camera. Each of its movements seemed to stretch time itself, while a coldness crept into every breath. most chilling part was how the shadow appeared and vanished without warning, as if toying with the lens. No sound, no trace, only shivers running down the viewer's spines. No one could explain where it came from. Many believe it was not something from this world. It seemed like an entity from the other side, visible only when it chose to be. What do you think this drifting shadow really was? The train sped along the tracks, cutting through a vast field of tall grass swaying in the night wind. As it passed, an icy draft suddenly rushed into the carriage, making passengers shiver. This cold wasn't like any ordinary breeze. It carried the scent of death itself. Through the window slit, some passengers caught sight of a figure beyond the tall grass, floating, its feet never touching the ground. A white garment drifted slightly, yet the figure stood motionless in the darkness. Its face was blank, colorless, stripped of all emotion, as if swallowed by time and despair. The air around it seemed darker, heavier, even though the moon still hung above. The figure stood as if waiting, neither moving forward nor stepping back, gazing directly at the speeding train. It felt as though those hollow eyes pierced through the glass, fastening onto each soul inside. Locals believe it is the spirit of someone who ended their life in that very place. Since then, the apparition appears and disappears night after night, standing still among the tall grass, waiting for a passing train, leaving behind an unshakable terror in the hearts of those who witness it. Freight trucks ran day and night, traversing countless difficult routes. Tonight, a driver was heading along the dirt road leading to the highway when he spotted another truck from the same company ahead. He kept a safe distance, eyes fixed on its rear signal lights. Then he froze, Right beside the signal light, a pitch-black figure clung tightly to the truck's rear. Its form was twisted, deformed, as though it didn't belong to this world. It remained motionless, utterly silent, leaving the driver ahead, completely unaware. No matter how many turns they took, the shadow stayed latched on. Each time the truck ahead braked, it only swayed slightly, never falling off. With every passing street light, its light brushed over a pitch-dark face, sending the driver's heartbeat into chaos. At the turn onto the main road, the bright streetlights revealed its full form, a hollow face, no eyes, no mouth, only an abyss of darkness. The driver behind shuddered, gripping the wheel tighter, knowing this would be a journey he would never forget. Night descended on the amusement park. The lights extinguished, and silence blanketed the grounds. The laughter of children was long gone, replaced only by the soft rustle of wind brushing against abandoned rides. The bumper car, still and silent all day, suddenly shuddered. Then, as if struck by an unseen force, its door swung open. The car began to move, gliding silently in circles, as though an invisible figure sat inside, steering it. The wheel turned smoothly with each curve, never colliding with a single obstacle. Everything looked so natural that anyone passing by would believe someone was truly driving it. No one at the park that night suspected anything unusual. Only when the security cameras were reviewed the next morning did the moment reveal itself in chilling clarity. The footage showed the car spinning and weaving with uncanny precision, sending shivers down the spines of every staff member who watched. Some claimed the park was once a playground for children, and that every night tiny spirits would gather, playing tricks and causing mischief just as they had in life. Perhaps on that night, the car had simply become the favorite toy of someone from the other side. The bus groaned as it climbed the steep mountain road, winding through sharp turns. Outside the window, sheer cliffs rose alongside dark, dense forest. In the stillness, a passenger happened to glance across the road and froze. On the opposite roadside stood a towering shadow, completely still. Curious, the passenger pulled out her phone to record. Through the lens, the shape became clear. A human-like figure, with arms and legs, dressed in black, long hair cascading down to cover half its face. It didn't move. It didn't react. It just stood there like a soulless statue. The dim glow of the bus headlights only made the sight more haunting. No one on the bus spoke, but everyone felt the cold seeping in. As the bus turned the next bend, the shadow still stood there, neither approaching nor retreating, as if waiting for something. The feeling lingered, and the passenger couldn't bring herself to re-watch the video she had just recorded. Locals say the shadow is the form of a woman who died in an accident not far from that spot. She cannot move on, forever standing by the roadside, waiting for something no one can name. Thank you all for watching my video. If you found it interesting, please share this story with everyone. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to support me.